As much as I've been picking up Air Jordan 1s lately, I'm never overly excited about them. Like if I happen to get my hands on a pair, cool, but if not, I'm not going to go and grab them for resale. But oddly enough, this is one of the few colorways that dropped in 2020 that I really had on my radar, and ended up buying on the resale market. I'll talk more about pricing later, but for now we could start with the review. These are being dubbed as the Zen Green Zoom Air Jordan 1s, with inspiration being drawn on Japanese gardens. This pair came out overseas in late June of 2020, but was delayed till August 14th here in the States. These come with a traditional black and red 2-piece Air Jordan 1 box of recent years, but with a heightened retail price of $175. Despite this pair being referred to as the Zen Greens, the official colorway is black and Tomatillo. If you're wondering what Tomatillo is, it's actually a green tomato native to South America, and often used in green sauces and salsas. The extra few bucks can easily be pointed at the use of the Zoom Air technology. Unlike traditional Air Jordan 1 retros, these utilize Nike's Zoom Air cushioning, which is an absolute game changer. I'll admit, a traditional Air Jordan 1 isn't the most comfortable, but with the added Zoom Air, you could certainly feel more of a bounce. Unlike Nike SB Dunks that take on Zoom Air cushioning on the insole itself, this pair of Air Jordan 1s has a full-length Zoom Air unit placed across the footbed, with just a generic foam insole resting on top. Even if you don't consider yourself as someone that could feel a noticeable difference in comfort between sneakers, when you put on these Zoom Air Jordan 1s versus a traditional Air Jordan 1, I can guarantee you that the Zoom Air isn't a placebo effect. The difference really is night and day. And to let people know that these utilize Zoom Air, you can see the branding at the tongue tag and insole, as well as the additional Zoom tabs placed at the mid panels. Zoom Air has been out for a while now and isn't groundbreaking Nike technology. Rather, it's just a slight upgrade from traditional Air, so I don't think that the branding would resonate too much with the average consumer. What it comes down to is the colorway, and that almost always dictates if Air Jordan 1s end up selling out or sitting on shelves. So these sneakers primarily use this bright green and black color blocking, and it really seems to be a love it or hate it colorway. On the green parts of the sneaker is this high hair suede, which actually has a nice soft feel to it. Now, is it the best suede ever? No, but it does certainly feel nice to the touch. I'd say it's definitely a step up from suede that you'd find on recent release Nike SB Dunks. More green can be found at the mid panels with these extra stitches. There's no functionality or use for them, it's just there by design. Right around there as well, you can see a bright green stitching around the reflective material on the Nike swoosh. These things definitely pop if the light hits them right, and is one of my favorite details on here. The brighter green continues at the inside lining of the shoes, as well as the spare set of laces. I'll likely just stick to these flat black laces that have these green lace tips on them, which is a nice touch. With the extra few dollars in added tech and nice-ish suede, you lose out on the leather. Around the toe, up the eye stay, and at the ankle collar and heel counters is this very mediocre black smooth leather. I'm actually disappointed at how stiff the leather is. It's essentially comparable to leather on the Air Jordan mids and lows that I have in my collection. There also isn't much of a grain or fullness to the leather, especially compared to the pair of Royal Toe 1s that I picked up earlier this year. I do, however, like the blacked out Jordan Wings logo at the ankle. I think a green or a white probably would have been overkill. Closing out the sneaker itself is a white rubber midsole resting on top of this icy, translucent Jordan 1 outsole. There's a green to red gradient from the forefoot to the heel, which kind of reminds me of a heat thermal mat. There are also these little Z's throughout, obviously standing for Zoom. So I mentioned earlier that I tried getting this pair on the US release day back in August, and unfortunately wasn't able to hit anywhere. I was looking at resale prices a few weeks later following the release, and to my surprise, on pretty much all secondary platforms, these Zen Green Jordan 1s can be had at or a little upcharge from the standard $175 retail price. And shout out to the guy that I bought these off of on eBay. We ended up connecting on Instagram, and essentially I walked away with these for retail plus shipping. And I guess while talking about Instagram too, feel free to follow me over there at StuffDylanLikes for some cool sneaker pictures. While this pair isn't the most well received, I think like most other Jordan 1s that tend to appreciate in value over time, these will certainly follow that trend. We saw it happen with the Racer Blue pair of Zoom Jordan 1s. People were calling them bricks, and now they're to be had at $300 to $400 in the resale market. And what mainly attracted me to these was the nearly identical look to the Brut SB Dunks from the 2007-2008 era. Nike claims these Air Jordan 1s to draw reference on Japanese gardens and the peacefulness surrounding them. I think it's a bit of a reach, but at the same time it kind of shares synergies with my community garden dunks. But really what comes to mind through these ones is the Big Sean track ZTFO from his recent Detroit 2 album.
Laid across the couch, I'm zen the fuck out, zen the fuck out.
Much like those dunks, I find these Air Jordan 1s to be perfect for any season. I'm looking forward to wearing these in the upcoming fall and winter months, and then when it gets nicer again in the spring and summer. But really that about does it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of these Zen Greens Zoom Air Jordan 1s in the comments below. Were you feeling these, or did you pass on them? Let me know what you think. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying content like this. Doing both of those things really helps in growing the channel, so it's definitely much appreciated. Again, be sure to follow me on Instagram at StuffDylanLikes to keep up to date with the random sneakers that I've been grabbing like this one. That's a wrap for now though, thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next video.